because it's, oh, geez. You understand this is a Mad Max question, and my brain that's all I care about right now.
Yeah,
so it's going to bug me the rest of the show. All right, well, I'll have to wait and see. I'll have to wait and see. Just like the rest of you. You'll have to wait. I'll have to wait.
We'll all have to wait and see.
I'm going to wait.
See.
I'm going to wait and see. Okay?
Do that.
Both. I'm doing both. All right. Here we go. Thanks for watching. Hopefully CPU's okay today. I bumped us to 60 frames because I forgot to change it back to 30 after my game stream, and so I'm leaving it, though.
Okay.
If you guys have any problems, you let me know, chat, but I think we're okay. A little high on the CPU usage. All right, here we go. We got this recording here. Is it going? Yep, it is. All right. Everything looks great. It begins in 3, 2, 1.
As for everything else, the Greeks had a word for this mental and physical state of bliss. Ataraxia was the term they chose to use.
Check out the Magic Kingdom.
The morning stream. Would you mind not shooting at the thermonuclear weapons?
Good morning and welcome to TMS. It's the morning stream for April 12th, 2023. I'm Scott Johnson, and that's Brian Ibbett. Hi, Brian.
Hello. You've wandered into my laboratory.
Well, look, I came in here with a mission, and that mission was to inform everybody. Brian's, of course, acutely aware of this, that 9 days from now, TMS Vegas is happening. All right?
9 days. 9 days.
Measly days. There's really not much to a 9-day stretch. It's just a real quick really little, you're done, and then you're gone, and then you're there.
It's actually, I don't know who put 9 days, but it's actually a little more than that.
Oh, is it? What is it?
Hold on a second. Who put 9 days? Because I'm looking, it's 11 days until...
Oh, is it?
We're saying
9
until the...
who told us? Who said 9 days in the chat? Come on now. Who did that?
Claire. Claire is in Vegas in 9 days. Oh, my God. So, Claire, you're going to be in Vegas for, over a week?
Is she there for... what? She's there for 2 extra days till anyone else gets there? 9 days? Oh.
Yeah, 9 days.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, listen, I love Vegas. That's too much Vegas even for me.
Vegas.
I mean, I'm not even kidding.
Same.
By the time we get to you, Claire, you're going to be a puddle of I think I'm done with this. I think I'm done with this place. God damn it.
I'm leaving this place. So yeah, if you go there for my rule generally is 4 is about my limit.
Yeah, 4 is a great target. And when something like this is going on, there's so much stuff to pull you away from those 4 days. There's going to be times we're doing stuff where it doesn't matter if we're in Vegas or we're in Snowbird or we're in Utah or we're in Colorado, whatever.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of other time that we're going to be doing the Vegas-y things.
Yeah, for sure. But that's okay. Vegas, you can get it all cleared out for us and ready, all cleaned up and ready for our arrival. We appreciate you doing that. Yeah. All right, we're going to do a show today. We got a lot to talk about. We got some guests. We got all the fun stuff Wednesdays. Represent.
Yeah, no kidding. We've got 3/4 of we have all 4 members of FilmSack on at various times.
Oh my gosh, think of that. Yeah, we got Dunaway today, right? He didn't have a thing today. Oh, awesome. He's already in and everything. That's great.
He's already in and everything. The dude's prepared, man. He's prepared.
That's awesome. Now, I'm going to let you guys know when we do the thing where you guys DM me at that time of the show to be on the, be part of the feud today. I'm prioritizing someone who keeps trying to get in last week and couldn't get in. That's Ian, I Am Sci-Fi. Sure. So if I Am Sci-Fi rings in, if he does the DM.
If he's one of the first 4, he'll automatically get in.
He's auto get in because we had trouble with him 2 weeks in a row. Yeah. If he doesn't, then all bets are off and it's the 4th person no matter what. So
cool.
Just know that, as we get closer to the thing.
Yep.
Real quick, yesterday. So we have this near us in our kind of community here, this area called Daybreak. There's a store. It's like a grocery store, but it's more than that because they're all fancy. They're a little too expensive, grocery-wise, but they have some nice amenities. The place is called Harmon's. It's a whole chain here. But the Harmons are a little bit special in that they've got really fancy bakeries and they're known for their like artisanal cheese, and they just go a little further. They're like trying to break the mold of like just grocery store. They're more than that. And up top, they have a whole floor of places you can go like lounge around. There's food up there. They have cooking classes up there. They have all this stuff. And up there, they have this burger place, Brian, where you just go and you say, well, I want a burger. Here's how I want it done. Or chicken, whatever you got. They have a fish thing too. And then they cook all that up and then they give it to you. And then they have a whole big bar of like add your own stuff to it. Okay. So I'd load mine up with like mushrooms and kimchi and all the dumb stuff I like.
Of course you do, yeah.
And we're all over there yesterday having a little date with Phoebe and Van because they happen to be there. So me, the baby, the 4-year-old Taylor, and then Carter and Kim. We're all there together. And we're sitting there, and I thought, boy, it'd be funny to sit this kid down and, you know, play with her. So I put her on the table, right? Mm-hmm. And she has this thing where she stares deeply into your eyes, like, aww. Like just like whoever's
really
holding her,
sussing you out, like figuring you out.
No matter who it is, if you're there, she'll like look in your eyes and she will not break contact. It's kind of disconcerting. It's like, what does she see? You know, we try to wonder what she's seeing in my brain, sort of thing.
Yeah.
So she's sitting there doing that, and I'm thinking, wow, what a kid, what a inquisitive little kid, and what will she be like as an adult? And I'm thinking of all these esoteric things, and right as I'm thinking that, you hear the loudest reverberating fart you've ever heard drilled directly into that table from this kid, and it was a little like our buzzer. That thing, it was a bit like that. So,
oh man,
whatever.
Like and that's that table probably a little amplifier, right?
Big time.
Table. Yeah,
I guarantee you, everybody around there, even though it's kind of open air and not, you know, it's not quiet or anything, but I guarantee everybody in that place heard that baby fart into that table. Yeah. And boy, you know, going from look in her eyes, she sees so much. What doth cross the brain of a young babe? You know, I'm having all these like highfalutin ideas, and then into the table as loud as she can. Hell of a thing. Hell of an experience. But I recommend it.
She knows how to reach your heart, Scott.
She really
knows how to touch Grandpa's heart.
Yeah, she knows exactly what's up. And she never broke glance. Like,
sure,
farted and kept looking. Didn't even falter. And I think what it is she's just starting. She's 6 months old now. She's starting to dabble in the solid food a bit. And I think that's just making her fart a lot.
Sure. Yeah. Body's saying, okay, all right, we're ready for this. We're prepared. We're going to process this. There might be some after effects. Don't worry. We're going to get used to it.
Yeah.
We're going to adjust as we need to. But
yeah, exactly. It was fun though. And I would recommend, if you're local and you're near a Harmon's, don't just think, oh, I don't need to go in there and grocery shop. That stuff upstairs is awesome. It's real good.
Sounds like Whole Foods, like with the restaurant and then the groceries, the expensive groceries and that sort of thing.
I would say it's very similar to that in that that it's that kind of place. Minus the whole like, you know, Amazon lets you walk out without checking out because it's all that stuff.
I always forget about that too. I never even think about that I could do that.
Yeah, it's a thing I've yet to do. I still need to go in and try that.
I've done that. I've never done it in an Amazon store, but they're at the football stadium in Power Field or whatever it's going to be called now, where the Broncos play. There are a couple drink stores where there's just lines of refrigeration, and you scan your card on the way in, put it back in your pocket. Yep. You go, you pick something out, and you walk out, and it's paid for. And it's amazing. That's
such a weird feeling. Did you the first time you did it? Did you kind of slowly do it and go, okay?
Yeah. It's like how I am with, I think we may have talked about this, but Apple stores. Like, I use the Apple Store app anytime I can. Look, I love you geniuses. I love you guys in your Apple t-shirts that are so willing to help and ready to tell me, you know, but I'm an Apple guy. I know exactly what I want when I walk in there, because if I meander, I'm spending a couple $100 more than I planned on.
Yeah,
I'm
go straight to the source.
Oh my God, they have an app-connected golf tee. Oh my God, I've got to pick that up even though I don't play golf.
Sure.
But no, I go in there, I have the app already out. I grab the thing I need in the case like a cable or something, boop, scan it, hit pay, and then I walk out. And I always feel like I need to like announce as I'm walking out, bought this, paid for it.
Yeah.
Here's this receipt.
Yeah, it's weird, right? Because you want people to know that you're on the up and up, and you feel like you're doing a clandestine thing that you're not supposed to be able to do. It's weird.
Yeah, because I don't know, but I just want to assume that it's like Disney, and that somewhere underneath the catacombs of the Crossroads Mall there is an Apple jail, basically. Like there's a completely white. A completely rose gold room, or space gray possibly, with no features, maybe one button, and I'm going to be stuck in there until I confess.
It's like somebody any time now someone's going to touch his ear. He's going to be undercover. He'll just look like some dad, and then he'll just touch his ear and go, 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 swarm, and they're going to come get
Tackled by a bunch of goobers in Apple T-shirts and
yeah. There's probably a whole generation of kids. Maybe it's Phoebe and Van, but this will be their whole life. They'll just walk into stores.
They'll never know anything else.
No,
right, exactly.
It'll be the old people going, am I in trouble? I don't know if I can walk out of here right now. I don't know.
Exactly. No, they'll be shopping, playing over the loudspeaker. Will be the new AI created Beatles song that everybody loves.
Yeah, they'll be raving about it. Oh, man.
Yeah.
Let's say, okay, we talked about this pre-show a little bit, but if they did that Beatles thing.
Yes.
Which can be done. It just straight up can be done. Okay, the tech is there already. It's just a matter of who does it. If you do that, who do you owe money to? Like, do the Beatles or whoever owns the rights to the Beatles? And I suppose if it's new content, does that just mean Ringo and Paul are involved? I don't know.
A lot of bands though have done homages to the Beatles, right? And there's cover bands and stuff. There's a great band called the Re-Beatles Project that does modern songs in the style of the Beatles. So like Christina Aguilera's Beautiful, sung by Ringo.
Oh, I think we did that. Played something here.
We played some on the show.
Yeah.
I don't think they have to pay anything to the Beatles estate. I think it's they just have to do their ASCAP, BMI, CSAC, whichever one Christina Aguilera is on, and that's it.
Right. So if you did something wholly original and you called it The Sweat from My Brow, that's the name of the song. I just made that one up.
You do a song called While My Keytar Gently Caresses Maxwell's fret saw.
Right. In the raspberry fields, you'd say.
Exactly, yes.
So you do that, and then now you've just made a thing.
Yeah.
And that's it. You just made a thing. And I think
you've just made a thing. And I feel like, does AI still have to play by the same, does it have to play by any new rules that just a band that does a Beatles-like song?
See, that's fascinating to me. That's so fascinating because it's a question we haven't had to wrestle with. And I'm guessing, if I had to guess, the industry wants a piece. So they would try to figure out how to legally wrangle a piece, even though you could claim.
And they'd have to look at what the AI used as source material and maybe be able to prove that, well, it used this riff from Strawberry Fields Forever. It used this chord transition from In My Life or something like that. I mean, I don't know.
If they train the data specifically on Beatles songs, then maybe they have a case. So let me ask you this: if I mean, we obviously neither of us know. This is all pontification here, but
sure, of course.
If I make a Beatles song, let me think about that. That won't work because you'd still have to train that data to know what a Beatles song sounded like. See, it's just new.
Wow. TRPW brings up the Ruddle. So Eric Idle and Neil Innes. It was this really cool parody deal, and it you listen to it and say, yeah, that's obviously a parody of the Beatles, but it's not a parody of a specific song. They have a song called Cheese and Onions that sounds like one of John Lennon's famous meandering, we get to use this again. Every time I think of something, I think of cheese and onions.
Yeah.
It's basically like one of those things.
Yeah.
The how many holes it takes to fill the Albert Hall and all that BS.
Right.
All You Need Is Cash was the album. That's right. TRPW says they got in trouble for that, and I'm curious as to what the grounds were.
Because parody's supposed to be covered, right?
Parody is absolutely covered in copyright.
Maybe it varies in country because that would have been British stuff. So
maybe Paul just didn't like it. I don't like that you're making fun of us. I didn't like what you did there.
So okay. So here's the other question that you could answer. I think
I don't sound like that.
No, not at all. That's more of a Ringo thing. All right, let me ask you this. You've dealt with this.
Yeah.
If I decided to do a cover album of the Beatles,
Sure.
songs, I got to
Beatles
pay
songs,
somebody
yeah.
for that, right? That's okay.
Oh, for sure. I mean, that's, you're paying royalties to the songwriter, whichever. I think their BMI has
BMI
Beatles.
owns them, I think so.
Yeah.
Okay, so if that's the case, maybe that's all you'd have to do. You make a new song and you just pay.
I think so. Yeah.
You'd pay your cover charges, and now you're in.
And there's probably a degree. If you can say, this sounds like the instruments that the Beatles played, but there isn't a melody, there isn't a riff or anything that is directly lifted from a Beatles song,
right?
Then you're safe. Then you're golden, right?
Yeah, that makes sense to me. I mean, this is all we don't know. That's why it's
all
fascinating.
Conjecture but how soon before we hear the first AI generated Beatles song, and is it going to be better than the Beatles anthology "Free as a Bird"? Is it going to be better than that?
Oh, that's a good question. Or will we get the first? Will we get the first AI generated like Smashmouth song? You know what I mean? Like,
right, exactly.
Start low on that totem pole where you're not likely.
Go easy. Yeah. Right. How about a Nickelback? Oh yeah, we've already created 14 Nickelback songs, and they're just as good as all the other Nickelback.
That's right,
songs.
Exactly. So you could just work your way up until somebody gets litigious about it, and then everything will be fine.
Right.
Real quick here, the arcade tournament is happening in Vegas, and Brian, I understand we have slots available. What's going on there?
There are just a few slots available now. Look, I want to address those people out there. We've got a bunch of people who already signed up. You people, you're set. You're good. You're in. I can't wait to see you, and it's going to be a blast. There's a few of you out there, Leslie Logan's mom, that say, man, I'm afraid of doing the video game tournament because I've only ever played Pac-Man or Ms. Pac-Man, and I don't know. I'm gonna suck at these games, and I don't want to do it because it's gonna be a blowout.
Yeah.
Listen, as someone who did it last year and was ousted in the first round, I'm not even gonna make any excuses. Somebody beat me plain and simple, and I swear to God, I can't remember who it was, but we had such a good time for those 2 or 3 minutes playing Galaga or whatever it was.
Yep.
Again, I can't remember. And that became a thing, for the whole rest of the time we were there. It was like, hey, you and we played Galaga. It was fun. It was a good time. And that's the thing. It's you'll have a blast. If you don't know anybody there, you're coming solo. Even better reason to jump in and do this. It's on the last night, so it's kind of our big end of TMS Vegas blowout. It's your last chance to hang out with all these people before everybody leaves in the morning.
Yep.
So sign up, vivatmsvegas.com. Just a few spots left, and can't wait.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite things last year. I loved it.
Yeah, it was such a good time.
Yeah, and it wasn't just because I almost won. It's because we had a great time. I don't even like my chances this year. I think I'm going to suck. I don't know why.
I'm going in prepared to lose in the first round, and then I'm just going to play video games against other people who've lost who don't have any skin in the game. And for those of you watching the video, here is the unlabeled video game cabinet, 3D printed.
Yeah, look at that.
Good little 4 holes on the
solid as a rock. That's right.
Put your weed.
Hide your weed in there. Yeah.
You could probably smoke. Use it as a bowl.
Oh yeah, totally. Don't let your neighbor know. Dave will come get it and steal it.
Yeah,
you don't want that.
So there you go.
All right, very nice. Hey guys, you know what else we do here on the show is we bring Dunaway in and we have some fun with him. He's a bit of a toy, really. Mm-hmm. And we're going to pull him in. We're going to play a little game. It's called the Feud. Why did it select that was weird. Sorry, I got some weird interface
select
stuff.
All.
Anyway, here he is. Let's do it. Here we go. Get excited because Dunaway's back. Hi, Dunaway. What are you doing?
Oh, hi, Scott and Brian. I am back. It's Monday.
Yeah,
here.
It is Monday. How does that feel to you, Mr. Took some time off and went on a road trip or something? What'd you do? You had some fun.
Yeah. Oh, it was fun. Well, actually, the road trip fell through, and so I just did a Let's Celebrate Brian Day because I actually returned early. It was about 10 minutes before you guys did the babble, and I was like, oh, I could just make it. And I'm like, oh, they've already set up something else, and I'll be busting up there, messing up all the plans. I said, you know what? I ain't going to do that.
Nope.
I said, you know what I'm going to do instead? I went and got myself some, I went to Chili's and got me some salmon or salmon.
Yeah.
Salmon.
And,
Salmon. Yeah.
Salmon.
Mhm.
Did that, and then I was like, where else am I going to do it the rest of my day? And I said, you know what? I'm going to see the Mario movie. So that's what I did.
Oh,
By
nice.
myself.
Wow. You went by yourself to
treat
see the
Brian's
Mario
special
more. I
day.
love that. Brian Day. So wait, can you give us just a quick up or down on that movie? Did you like it? Did you enjoy it?
Absolutely. It's an Illumination film. If you like the Minions and those types of movies, the humor sticks with that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It's what you'd expect if you've seen any of those Despicable Me in those kind of movies. So
Okay.
yeah, if you like that humor, you're going to like it.
All right.
I enjoyed it.
I think I'm going to like it. I like all the inside
Yeah.
stuff happening, like game-wise in there.
Oh, and I saw it in 3D, Scott.
Yeah.
Not because I chose it,
Ooh.
because it was the only one playing.
It's the
at
only
time.
option you
So
had.
Because they
I guess I'll do
stapled
it.
glasses to your head and made you
Pretty-
watch the
pretty much.
3D. Yeah.
You know what? It's
Pretty-
not so
pretty
bad
much,
though,
yeah.
because as we know, CG
Yeah.
3D is pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. That's the right now. That's the only
The
time
way.
I'm going to see a 3D movie is if it's CG. And
Yeah.
I'm not saying every CGI movie I'm going to see is going to be 3D, but
No. But yeah, like
Right.
if you're at a place where they're like, well, it's all we have. Oh yeah, I'll deal with it. I can deal with that.
Yeah.
Well,
And
speaking
then
of dealing with
I
things,
ordered the
Yeah.
I ordered what they used to call the kids meal, which is a little tiny box with about a handful of popcorn and some gummy, some little fruity gummy things and
Yeah.
a small drink. Yeah.
yeah. How much was that?
There's-
Yeah.
$100.
there is something to be said for that. No, I mean, you're like that is because that is just enough popcorn. You get a candy, right, or fruit.
Yeah. Little fruit
Fruit
chewy things.
And the drink, yeah, it's just enough, and it's in a little box, which is really nice.
Yeah, it's
'Cause
only
Box.
$64.50 too. It's cheaper.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then
I mean,
whenever
you're not wrong.
and if I decide to go back to get a refill on it, which they've never said yes or no on that, and I've never asked, but I always look them right in the eye when I do it. I'm like,
Yeah.
getting some more popcorn because it's got our own dispenser thing right there.
Taking.
Yeah.
Well, whatever. They make so much freaking money on popcorn. You're fine. Do it.
Yeah, it was like $6.75 for a little cardboard box, and a handful of popcorn and like a 25-cent thing of gummy things,
Yeah.
and like maybe $1 worth of soda. So
Yeah.
it'd be all right.
Yeah, it's all right. Well, I think that's awesome, and I'm glad that you had some time to yourself. Really, that's the important thing.
That's the important.
I watched
thing, yes.
I watched TMS while I was sitting by myself at Chili's, and the waitress, she was curious what I was doing, and I said, "Oh, nothing."
Yeah, just nothing. Just nothing. Just by yourself. You're not some weirdo.
Shut up! Go away! Just refill my Diet Coke.
That's right.
Bring
Okay.
me my riblets.
So the the bad news is I Am Sci-Fi is not online. That means
Aw.
it's open to anyone. So if you
Yeah.
guys
Good
get
news.
in there,
That's bad news for I'm Sci-Fi. That is good news for everybody else.
it is great news for everyone else. So get in there right now. Send me a DM in Discord. You should all be prepared for this because I've told you to do it a million times. Get in there. Let your name be known. And then I'll take the fourth one of you immediately. And here's the thing. Don't hesitate or be slow with it because you think, oh, it's not going to work. It won't happen.
I love how Scott is berating the audience. I've already told you guys what to do. So help me.
Yeah.
You would have been a good teacher, Scott. You would have been a great teacher.
I would have been a pretty good teacher, I think.
Hey, Mr. Culling.
I know. I've thought about that a lot, actually. I think I would have been a great teacher. I want to teach high school art. That's what I want to do. I'd do it tomorrow if there was a good excuse or they paid teachers a
That
living
was
wage.
the teacher that I remember most fondly, Mr. Nelson from high school, because he said, "No, go ahead, do that shitty artwork, Brian. You'll be fine because it doesn't matter. You're going to do podcasts for a living. How do I know? I just know."
I just know because I'm a wise teacher with all sorts of wise
Exactly.
ideas. Number 4 today turns out to be Navarine. Hello, Navarine.
Oh,
Hello. Are you there? Can you hear us?
Can you hear me?
Oh,
Yes.
kind of. You're very quiet. Let me see.
Excellent.
Let me try and just a minute.
I'll turn you up too. I think I can turn you up
Any-
a little.
Is that any better?
keep going.
Keep
A little
going,
more,
a
a little more.
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, there you
that's
go.
good.
Uh,
Hey,
Much
you're great.
better. Yeah, much better.
Okay.
Yeah, you're great now.
Close enough. Yeah.
Yeah. Good enough for what's the old phrase? Good enough for Chilean
Government work.
government work.
Podcasting and
It's government work. No, it is government work. I couldn't think of it.
Close enough for government work. Yeah.
Brian, looks like we have a contestant. How's this game work?
Oh, well, yeah, I'm glad you asked, Scott. It's time to play the Tadpole Feud. I've surveyed the tadpole on some nerdy topics, and Scott and Brian will have to predict the answers that they gave us. It's Scott and Brian's job to see how many of those answers they can guess. Now, Navarine, your job is more important than ever because you're going to be working with either Scott or Brian, and if your team wins, you get a prize package that includes 112 operator. This is like 911 operator, but 112. I don't know why. And Monaco. I don't know anything about the game Monaco. It could be racing, could be gambling.
Monaco's great.
You could just be a princess. I don't know.
Brian, Dunaway, I think that was one of our first Boop Show games.
Very early on.
Yeah, that's an awesome game.
It's a pretty good game.
Yeah, that's
is
really
it a
cool.
racing game? What is it?
No, it's
a heist game, right?
Yeah, top-down
stealth video
stealth
game.
heist thing. It's very cool. Yeah, and really colorful, and I don't know, kind of had a cyberpunk vibe, even though not really.
Oh,
I don't know.
Look at that. Completing heists and
yeah, that's cool.
Wow, top-down heisting.
Yeah.
Is it Monaco 1 or 2?
I don't know.
Probably 1 because it doesn't say anything about it.
Do you already have
Just
one?
curious. Yeah, I already have one, so somebody else can have that.
Oh,
Cool.
well, all right.
We'll figure out.
Nice.
We'll figure out a person to give it away.
And two is coming out soon, right?
Or it's might already be out.
It doesn't have a price on Steam, so I don't know.
Oh, probably not yet then. Yeah.
Just says coming
Your new game is Lust from Beyond M Edition. Lust from Beyond M Edition. You don't already have that one, do you?
I don't think so. I've not even heard of that one.
I played
perfect.
a little bit of Lust from Beyond because the dev gave me a code.
Okay, I thought you said Lost.
No,
okay.
and you might think, oh, it's one of these dirty Steam games. It really wasn't. It was just a shooter with scary stuff. It was pretty good. It's pretty good, but there weren't people doing it all the time, so don't worry too much.
Sounds good.
Never let it be said that we can't pivot quickly here on TMS with a replacement if need be.
That's right. Monaco for Lust every time.
All right. Get ready, guys. Put your hands on your buzzers. We're going to play the game here. We asked 514 tadpoolers. Keep in mind, I am looking for general and not a brand. So keep that in mind, not a brand name.
Okay.
Name something you'd find in an office vending machine.
No.
Geez, I was going to get real specific. I'd say candy bars.
Let's say candy bars. Show me candy bars. Number one answer. No answer can beat it. Navarine, you and Scott are going to be working together. Scott, you don't even get the choice to player pass because we don't do that on Tadpole Feud.
No, F that rule.
Nor do I kiss the contestants.
No,
let's go ahead
goodness.
and see what else you've got. 9 answers remain. Name
Navarine,
something you'd find in an office vending machine.
Navarine, how do you feel about the soda there? You like that soda?
Yeah,
let's
that
get soda out of the way. It feels obvious.
Sure. Low-hanging fruit. Let's get it out of the way, right? Sody Pop is number 3.
Something in number 2 ahead of that? Weird.
Number 2.
Navarine, got anything popping into your head?
I don't think this would be considered soda because it's not soda, but Gatorade, sports drinks.
Like other drinks?
I'm not sure what to call it.
I don't know either, because that number 3 is soda/pop, which seems very specific to the fizzy drinks.
Yeah.
So maybe, so let's say other drinks is the way of saying it. Is that too general? Okay.
Or energy drinks is how I categorize them.
Oh, okay.
Show me energy drinks. Number 15. So your Gatorade, your 5-hour energy shots, all of those things are considered energy drinks. Red Bull, separate from the soda/pop.
Boo. All right, Dunaway.
Sody Pop.
Sody Pop.
Well, I'm gonna press the double D 2 for some chips.
Chips. Sure, some chips, some crisps. We talked about everybody's favorite flavors of chips and crisps, and I still am hoping to somebody hopefully is going to be bringing some everything. Is that what it's called?
Everything chips,
all dressed,
which
all
I've
dressed.
never had all dressed. I want to try it so bad. Yeah.
And I will eat them all dressed. Show me chips or crisps.
Number 2.
Pardon me, may I have some crisps? Number 2.
Nicely done, Dunaway. Duh. I don't know what we were thinking. Of course.
Yeah.
Are those Lance in your pants? Because I'd like some crackers. Yeah, you got some crackers up in there.
Wow.
Lance in your pants. Oh my God. Well, named in the horrible. I mean, oh man.
Yeah.
Do they make all of those like peanut butter and crackers and cheese and crackers things in the 70s, and we're just still eating the original batch?
Oh yeah,
'cause it
they'll
sure
go
looks
forever.
I assume.
Yeah.
I assume
based on the packaging and the look. Yeah. All
they
right.
they even have like
Show
an
me-
expiration date that's like a recent, like a close one, but they're lying. You don't need. You could eat those till 2084. That's the rule.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Show me those peanut butter cracker things.
Peanut butter
Oh,
cracker.
what?
The new
Yeah.
points.
Yeah,
Kidding
Pop
me?
Tarts and peanut butter crackers. Which I'm glad we're taking Pop Tarts off the board too for
Right.
Brian Dunaway, because I know that's a thing in his office as well. Brian Dunaway does have
Oh,
an
yeah.
advantage because he goes to an office and actually sees an office vending
Yeah,
machine.
I've forgotten. I mean,
Yeah,
2009 is the last time I saw one of these. It's been a while.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, Dunaway,
How-
keep it
Brian,
going.
that was some
How
big
about,
points right away.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. Well, we don't have one of these at our office, but I know it's a horrible idea. But you can definitely get a egg salad sandwich right out of there at the vending machine. I don't know why you would,
Such a
but
bad
you can.
idea.
You can.
It's one of those interestingly lit, rotating hexagonal displays that you just keep hitting the button until something doesn't look like it's been in there for weeks. Yeah. All right.
Egg salad. Have all the
Show
things
me-
to put it.
Yeah. Show me the. And I'm gonna, of course, make this into the
Yeah,
generic sandwich vending machine.
Yeah.
Show me a
Sandwich.
sandwich.
Oh, are you kidding me?
Not kidding. And number 18 on the list was sandwich. People did say it, but
I feel like
yeah.
most. It depends on the office, I guess. But small offices aren't going to have that kind of stuff. I don't think.
yeah, that's going to be in your
no.
commissary for a building with multiple offices, most likely. But still,
Yeah, because those things usually have to be cooled.
So,
right.
So this is okay. So Navarine, help me with this. I can't get coffee out of my head, even though I know a lot of times in
that's
an
a good
office
one.
it's a pot, but they do have coffee vending. Is that a crazy one to say? And also, remember, it is the tadpole. Would they have said coffee? What
Yeah,
do
it
you
doesn't
think?
have to be right.
Yeah, possibly it could be coffee, and there is some canned coffees. I forget the brand, what brand it is, but I remember something being in a can,
Yeah.
and coffee flavored.
Yeah.
I don't drink coffee, so I've never had it myself, but
All right, I don't either. Not a big fan.
Who's making the coffee
That's
pouring
Brian.
sound?
That's Brian. That's just him peeing
I
into a
can't tell
cup.
if you went to the restroom or if you're.
Oh, I'm sorry. Am I still mic'd up?
Yeah, he's just He's pee foley. Pee foley is what we call that.
Some coffee foley work is what I'm doing.
Let's go with coffee, even though it sounds a little weird. Let's do it.
Listen, they have those vending machines where the cup is a little
yeah.
paper cup and it's got a card on it, and you're playing poker with those cards on the vending machine. It's absolutely a thing.
yeah.
Love that.
Show
when I was
me
a kid.
coffee.
Oh,
Number
good.
5.
Oh, look at that. Good
is alive.
points.
Okay, I was worried about that one.
Yeah.
Now I got nothing. Navarine, what feelings do you have here? I mean, we could go candy, but that's
yeah, we got candy, crisps, or chips, whatever you want to call them, soda.
I will tell you that I did lump candy into candy bar because it felt like there were
Okay.
too many variations. Like if somebody said chocolate candy, I lumped it all into candy bar.
sometimes they got
Okay,
those little
okay.
2-pack grandma cookie things. You think cookies are on here?
Oh, those are so good. Oh, cookies are so good.
Cookies are good.
Cookies could be a separate one. Yeah, cookies.
All right, let's do it. Navarine gives it
All
the
right.
stamp of approval. I say cookies.
Why don't you
Let's do
stick that
cookies.
cookie up your.
Up your wood
What?
nookie and get the cookie in the nookie.
I did it all for grandma's cookies.
That's right.
So give me that oatmeal cookie.
Uh-huh.
It's soft for some reason, even though it's been in there for 2 years.
Yeah.
Show me your cookies.
Show me your cookies.
Number 6.
Ooh, puts us ahead. We got to keep this lead.
Not bad. Not bad.
If they have those in the thing, that's kind of a go-to for me. If I go to a vending
Yeah.
machine and they've got the cookies in there, the grandma's soft bake.
Used to be
oatmeal
too
or
much sugar
chocolate
now,
chip.
Those
but
are thin to
yeah.
get. Mm.
Back in
Yeah.
the day, I liked it. When you were talking, Brian, about the poker cups, the poker card cups. When I was in junior high and early high school, when my dad was running arcades, and had his own arcades and his own laundromats, he had those machines there with those cups, but they offered us like a scalding hot soup in there.
Oh yeah. Like
you remember that?
Right?
Yeah, I used to love that.
Yeah.
It did both. It had coffee in there, and then you could get like a beef broth soup thing.
Yep. There was a hot cocoa option, and it was all so hot that it would burn whatever appendage it touched.
Yeah, it felt like OSHA just passed that one by and did not make any decisions. Which
created an extra little gamble that you were taking with those 4 cards along the outside of the cup, and then that 5th card on the bottom of the cup that you'd have to tip, and the scalding hot liquid was dangerously close to spilling over into your face.
Yeah.
And those darn cups had no structural integrity because you just squeeze a little bit and the whole cup would just it's gonna come out.
Yeah, they were made out of whatever cheap paper of the day.
Exactly.
Yeah, 70s and 80s paper. All right.
4 answers left on the board and a very close game.
All right. Navarine, anything popping for you here?
I got 2 that I'm not sure if this first one will be anything. If not, we'll go to the second one. Ice cream. I've been in a one office that I worked at had a ice cream machine. They had their own, like, very limited selection. I think maybe 6 items, but there was ice cream in there.
Okay. I like that.
I'm hungry.
I say, let's go with ice cream, Brian. We like ice cream.
Okay. All right. Yeah, it's usually like an ice cream sandwich, one of those chocolate-covered ice cream on a stick that we used to call Eskimo pies, but they're not allowed to be called those anymore.
Nope.
All right, show me ice cream, Lieutenant Dan, ice cream.
Ice cream.
Boo.
Nobody said
some,
ice
though.
cream, even though we all can
Really?
visualize those machines. Yeah.
That's a bummer. I really thought that'd be it for some reason.
Claire, you can't keep ice cream in a vending machine.
Sure you can. They have refrigerated ice cream machines.
Refrigerated, totally.
Yeah,
you could get an ice cream sandwich that looked like it was in there as long as the egg salad.
Wait till you get to Vegas, Claire. You're going to see all kinds of wonders.
Yeah,
you're
it's
going to
blow
see
your
things
mind.
that come out of vending machines that are going to blow your mind.
And you'll do it 2 days earlier than the rest of us. Good luck to you.
Exactly. Yes.
All right. Brian,
Well,
it's in your
I
part.
always get excited when I see myself some of those powdered sugar donuts, like 4 or 5, in a little row there. Yes, in the vending
I believe
machine.
those are called
I'm gonna say
Donnettes.
donuts. Oh yeah, donuts. Donnettes, I think is what Randy said.
Donnettes. That's
Donnettes.
right. Oh my God. Yeah, because they're donuts. The full size one
That's
is a
right.
donut, so those must be Donnettes. That's right. Show me donuts.
That's a good
Yeah,
one.
pastry, bear claw, cinnamon roll, sweet roll, donuts, all those things I lumped into the pastry category.
That include
I moved back ahead. Ooh.
that would include like a little coffee cake, those kind of things, or
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, those little Entenmann's one-offs. Yep.
yeah. Okay. Fair
Yeah,
enough.
again,
What's number 4?
my little mind, when I walked up to those vending machines, when I would go, like basically at when I worked for the phone company in the graphics department, and I'd go to the commissary, it was like, all right, what gets me the most mass for my 75 cents? And it was like, the coffee cake is a brick of cake. The grandma's cookies, a little disc of cake, but I'm certainly not getting the Almond Joy because that's a misleading log of
It's for
coconut.
It's for weirdos, is what you're saying.
It's for weirdos.
Yeah.
Misleading log of coconut.
Yeah.
All right, 3 answers left on the board. Still a close game. 4 points separating our leader, Bri, against his opponents, Scott and Navarine.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say gum.
Gum.
Ooh,
Oh.
gum.
Gum doesn't
Gum.
fall into any of these categories. That's good. I think that's a good call.
But I haven't seen it in vending machines lately. But I remember growing up. I'm trying to think of all the ones. I used to go to the YMCA, and they always had. I always used to get a pack of crackers, and a soda in a can, and then before I would leave, I'd get some gum.
Yeah.
And
And
some
it was-
reason I haven't seen them lately though.
Remember those vending machines where you put your money in, and instead of pushing a button or pushing a combination of buttons, letters, and numbers, you pulled a straight, like a handle that came straight out, and it basically released the item into the cavern below.
Yes,
That was
yes.
That's
There
when
was-
I
it
think
was-
of gum vending machines. That's exactly what I think of.
Yeah.
Nice.
All right, show me gum. Got any gum? Hey, got any gum?
Damn it!
Number 4.
That.
15 to 23. 2 answers left on the board. Brian, if you get
We can
either
just
of
run it,
these
Scott.
numbers or either of these answers, I believe you mathematically win the game. However, if Scott and Everine, if you fail out and Scott and Everine get either one, they tie and can go for the win.
All right.
Oh my God, this is exciting!
It's very
isn't it?
exciting. Yeah, we're down to the wire here, folks. Season 3 of the Wire.
We
Let's
did.
do
We
it.
haven't said water. We said energy drinks, soda, pop, coffee.
Bottled
Water
water.
is very, bottled water.
Or even the
You
canned
need
stuff
to stay
that
hydrated.
that
is the
sudden
thing.
death stuff.
Right,
What's that
right,
called?
right.
Not sudden death, liquid death. Those are in there now.
Yeah, but those are
Yeah.
those I consider to be energy drinks, aren't they? The liquid death.
No, they're
Yeah,
just
yeah,
water.
yeah.
No, they're just
Oh, they're
water
just
in there.
water?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's it. That's the whole thing with those. Is they're just
But that's
pure
a very
water.
American centric thing, because aren't we like the number one water consumers? I'm trying to think. I'm going to say water. I'm going water.
All right,
Do it.
water everywhere, and is it coming out of the vending machine? All right,
Do it.
show me your water.
Ah, shit.
Number 9.
Damn
So
it.
now
We're gonna-
the pressure
we
now
need-
shifts over to you, Brian, because if you get number 8, if you get this last one, you've got 2 tries to get it.
Right.
And Scott and Navarine have 1 as well. That's true. Then Navarine wins the prizes. So if you want them to win, you need to get this.
Well, then go ahead and press DEEZ NUTZ for some nuts in there.
All right, show me DEEZ NUTZ.
Oh, man.
Nuts was number 12. So basically right after the tie of PB crackers and Pop Tarts.
Damn it. Navarine, the only other thing I can think of is like pretzels. Let's see, does pretzels fit in any of this? Hold on.
Yeah. Pretzels would be one. I was thinking something else, but
What were you thinking? It's our last chance. so.
cup noodle.
Oh, cup
the ramen
noodles.
noodles.
Cup of noodle. Yeah.
Oh shit, those are in there sometimes. But
Yeah,
who
both
would?
of those things
It's in there lots of
yeah,
times.
you want to find something that's got to know me. You find in nature.
I'm making Navarine make the call. What do you like of the two, pretzels or the cup of noodles? What do you like? No pressure.
Could
Yeah,
find
I'm
these in
not
the
sure
valley.
on that one. That is, I think I'm going pretzels.
All right, let's go
All right,
pretzels.
Okay. These pretzels are making me thirsty.
Yep.
Show me pretzels.
Oh God.
Ah, that length
Sorry,
of
it took a second to actually
delay.
click the button.
Yeah,
That wasn't
yeah,
intentional.
yeah,
Number
I'm
16,
sorry.
by the way, was pretzels.
Okay. Shit.
Yeah. Oh
All right.
man, it's the valley. You can't find those pretzels in the valley, and they're not something you find in nature. I don't know.
No, it's true.
Right. What about what if how about some trail mix or something?
Sure.
What do you
Trail
guys
mix.
think? What do you
Don't
what do you
ask
think?
me.
Yeah,
I'm
what do
not
think
helping
about
you.
that?
I'm not helping you win. Are you kidding me?
You gotta help me win.
No.
If I win, then
Oh, that's right. If we clear, you're right. You're right.
wins.
You're right. You're right. I'm sorry. I
Maybe
take it
look
back.
at the chat room, because chat room seems to be picking up what I'm putting down.
All right. They're saying granola.
What are you seeing, Scott?
He said Nature
Is it
Valley. They're
granola?
saying granola.
Yeah,
I think it's
that
granola.
sounds good. I thought if it was hinting at nature, so I thought that he meant trail mix, but it's granola.
Well, as
sounds
soon as
just
he said
good,
valley, I
granola.
went, oh, I see what he's doing.
I
yeah.
got you.
All right,
I got you.
show me granola in any form, which you might find granola.
In a bar.
Oh,
Granola bar.
basically, granola bar. The last one.
What form do you like your granola in? A
Yeah,
bar.
Exactly.
Nice. Well, that means we do
I
have
liked
a
it
winner.
highly
then.
compressed.
Look at that. We
Yeah,
when's
I
the-
was worried. I was worried that you guys might think granola bar is a candy bar, or that you might even think that it's nuts. But granola bar is
Yeah.
What's the kind? Is
Not
it the
bad,
Nature
not
Valley
bad.
ones that crumble and turn into a billion
Oh
sparks?
God,
specks of dust?
I hate those stupid dry ass
The
granola
super
Nature
dry
Valley
ones.
bars.
Yeah, I love them
Yeah.
too. They taste great. I would eat one right now, but when you open that up, it's just like sawdust everywhere.
Exactly.
Yeah, those balls are
Somebody
weird.
found that in Costco and elbowed it as hard as they could, and now you're just basically dumping a loose granola into your mouth.
Yeah,
Yeah,
good.
and it's like this game trying to pick it up and scoop it into your mouth. Ah.
Right. It's like, ooh, here's a partial slab that I
Uh-huh.
can consume of
Yeah.
the broken granola.
And then
Some
when you
other
bite
items
into
on
it,
here.
it busts into a million pieces.
Yeah.
ahead.
I love that enough people said this to make the list. I wish it was up in the top 10. Stapler, or specifically Dwight's
Oh,
stapler,
oh,
because
White
wow.
and a Jello.
Wow.
mold. And
Well, it was
things.
another prank that Jim would
Yeah.
put the Dwight stapler in the thing. Computer
Hilarious.
equipment also. A lot of people work in offices where you
Wow.
can get a USB charger or a flash drive
Oh, really?
or even a keyboard or mouse in a vending machine. It's really
wow.
cool.
Well, then cigarettes. Then, if we're doing that.
I see weird ones at the airport. No, surprisingly, nobody said cigarettes. Cup noodles
Really?
did have one. Let's see, aspirin or any sort of pain reliever, Tylenol,
Oh.
ibuprofen.
Yeah.
Somebody said money.
we
Enough
get
people said
we
money,
get we
and
get those
yeah.
for free in our first aid kit. You bunch of
Yeah.
meanies.
I think that any office that creates the headache should treat the headache for free.
Yeah. Agreed.
Yep.
Yeah.
I agree too. And if they're a big company,
money-
they need a nurse on staff. That's what I say. Anyway, continue.
Right.
Ryan.
Right. Money. So like your change machine is kind of a vending machine.
Okay.
Let's see. A lot of condoms. I don't know what kind of office you work in, but sure.
Wow, I'm telling you. How
wow.
about some the millennials? Are they in the workforce? Do they have some Tide Pods?
I
in a
believe
vending
so.
machine?
Yes. And finally, despair. And then in parentheses, or soda, if you don't want to use that answer, you coward.
Yeah,
we
cowards.
Know exactly. We know exactly who said that.
Yeah, we know who said that. Well done. You know what this means right here?
Congratulations.
Yeah.
You're a winner.
That means Navarine is the fresh owner of 112 Operator and Lust from Beyond M Edition. Boy, that's probably made it much more mature, that game, I'll bet. I don't know. Actually, I didn't play the M Edition. So maybe this M Edition is the one you worry about. I don't know. But anyway, that's all
The
yours
mature
now.
edition.
And Brian
Right.
Brian Ibbett there is going to send that to you directly via DM. So watch for
right.
that on Discord.
Thank
And thanks for playing, man. That was super fun.
Yeah. Thanks,
That was
Navarine.
fun.
Thanks for having me.
Yep, we'll see you
Bye.
around.
Navarine.
He's a good feller.
He is a good.
He is a
fella.
good feller.
Dunaway, you're also a good feller, and later today we'll prove that at 3:30
Oh.
Mountain Time when we do play retro, because today we're talking about Rystar. Even though back in the 90s
You're
I
a
called
rising
it
star.
I called it Riz Star in the day because I was an idiot, but now I'm
Yeah, yeah.
smarter and I know better. But it's a fantastic
I wouldn't
game.
say that. There's no definitive answer on how to say Rise Star other than on the back of the box when you buy it. They refer to him as a rising star. And the internet seems to think that that's the deal.
Yep.
But before they named it Rise Star, they had it named Deck Star.
Oh my lord.
So
Wow.
Ristar sounds right to me.
Did you know he also had a voice for a hot second, but they never made a game with it because it got canceled, and this was the voice?
I don't know what that means, but I don't like it either.
That was him. That was Rystar.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Real dorky.
I don't like it either.
No, me neither. I'm glad they didn't do it. But anyway, that's that game deserves some talk and some love, and we're going to give it all that today at 3:30 Mountain Time at frogpants.tv. But if you prefer to get the podcast, you can do that right after. Just get it wherever you get your shows. That's Play Retro. Brian Dunaway, thanks for hanging out with us.
Oh, thank you guys. It was fun. As always.
Kiss our
Do it
butts.
again.
Thank you. Aw.
We will do it again. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think one Earth week from now. We'll
I
do it
think we
again.
will, yeah. Let's take a break, though. And when we come back, Tom Merritt will be here. We're going to talk about, well, I'll let you hear when we get there. I know what it is, but we're gonna wait
Okay.
till that
All right.
happens. So that's coming up, and much more. So stick around. Brian, let's play a song, though, while we wait. What do you got?
Yeah, a brand new album came out this last Friday called APO or APO, APOE, and it comes with a sneeze.
Whoa.
Nope.
Nope. Oh, it was
Thank you.
almost,
Jeez Louise.
almost stifled it. Wow.
Almost stifled it. I couldn't even reach the button, even though I had plenty of time to talk about the sneeze.
Damn.
I was too busy turning away from the microphone.
Sure.
APO. Chris Cubetta is the artist, and but this is produced and includes strings by Rob Moose, who does string work for Phoebe Bridgers, Sufjan Stevens, Bon Iver. This is the hauntingly beautiful first single from the album. It's called "I'm Tired of This." Here is Chris Cubetta.
Oop, wrong dab. There we go.
Officers, if you have anything against me, then book me. Otherwise, as they say, get the hell out of my face.
It is so delicious. I got it from Dollar General.
The morning stream. She took a chunk clean out of me.
And we returned. I need additional information about that performer, please.
Oh, okay. I will tell you the name, Chris Cubeta, Cubeta. The brand new album is called Apo, Apoe, and that was his hauntingly beautiful new single, first single from the album called I'm Tired of This.
Nice. Well, I can tell you one thing I never get tired of, and that is visits from Tom Merritt, where we talk about tech. Let's do that now.
The world of tomorrow will be as cold as sunlight tuned through photochromic windows.
I ride it naked.
He sure does. And it's Tom Merritt here joining us once again, as he always does on Wednesdays, to talk about the latest and the greatest in the world of tech. Tom Merritt, welcome back. How are you?
I am shivering in anticipation, all because I ride it naked.
Oh, well, yeah. I mean, look.
Do you know that intro bothers me less than the man one did?
Does it?
Because I felt like the man one made me
that
into
would actually bother you?
the overlord.
I feel bad. I've been using that thing for years.
No, I mean, it didn't make me bad enough to complain, but there was always just a little bit of me was like, yeah, but it could be interpreted that way. I mean, it's cool. This one, I'm like, oh yeah, no, that's just true.
It's just true. You just ride it naked. Yeah. Well, look, I'm glad we're getting to the brass tacks of how things really are. And how things really are always involving tech. That's a terrible transition. Tom comes in here on Wednesdays. We talk about the hot tech stories because it's all in preparation toward later today when we do the Daily Tech News Show. Tom, I guess we're going to talk a little about notes today.
Can I ask one quick thing? Yeah. Just if you can provide a really quick answer, Tom, with some tech. Because we talked about this earlier. If they create an AI Beatles song, and somebody probably already has, but if they do, would they have to pay royalties to anybody?
Nobody knows. That's the beautiful thing about this whole thing.
It's uncharted territory.
This is all to be decided because the big controversy, or not even controversy, the big discussion is about what is the use of training data to create a new output. A lot of people, and I'm sure there's people in the chat room right now who are like, well, no, if you use my stuff to train it and it outputs something that looks like my stuff, well, you're violating my property. Other people are like, no, no different. It's no different than if Scott looks at an inspiration in art and then now draws art that is influenced by that. The training data isn't in there. And this is the thing to remember about OpenAI and ChatGPT and all of this stuff is it's not thinking. It's not consciously imitating. It's been trained to predict what's most likely to be next. So by definition, nothing it does is ever creative. So if you're going to say like, well, then it's a copyright violation, then every single thing it does is a copyright violation because it's all been trained on actual data unless you certify that every single thing in the training data set is free of copyright violation, which then brings it to fair use, which is like, well, yeah, but I can violate your copyright if I'm making a fair use of it. I can violate your copyright for educational purposes. I can violate your copyright for commentary purposes. Fair use is defined as a defense to say, yes, you technically infringed, but you did it for a fair use. So we don't have a definition of whether ChatGPT or anything like it is a fair use, an infringement, or somewhere in between. Probably needs new legislation to do.
Probably, yeah.
Probably.
Okay. To me, it's like
thank you for that. Yes.
If you're a really good voice impersonator, right? Let's say you just do an amazing version of somebody's voice,
right?
You're Russ Marquand.
Yeah, nobody looks at that and goes, "Oh, well, you're clearly violating
copyright
infringement."
Actually, there is a right of likeness that you can violate if you impersonate someone in a way that implies that the person was saying the thing you said.
Oh, really?
So this usually comes up with commercials, like a radio commercial. If I come on imitating George Clooney and it's never clear that it's not George Clooney, and in fact, if the intention can be demonstrated that they were trying to get the audience to think it was George Clooney, then George Clooney can sue and say like, yeah, no, that wasn't me, and you violated my likeness.
Yeah.
So, and you hear those disclaimers on there, celebrity voices impersonated. You hear those.
Yeah. That's why you hear that.
Yeah. Oh, interesting. And you can make a connection to that. You can say, well, okay, that's a use case where the person who they're intimidating has the right to go after them. So the question is, like the same exact scenario where an AI does George Clooney's voice in the commercial and they don't disclaim it, same violation, right? Like,
or infringement probably is a better word.
Violation is probably the wrong word. Well, yeah, we're heading into a whole new phase of interesting back and forth on this, and I'm so glad that it'll be nothing but like 75 to 80-year-olds deciding the rules. It'll be great.
They're the best people to decide the rules for technology.
Yeah, if anyone
because they grew up
understands
with it.
Yeah,
So,
they grew up with all this AI. They sure did. Anyway, let's get to the topic at hand. So there's been a bit of a little bit of noise about Substack and their new features called Notes. And I thought that might be kind of an interesting discussion.
Yeah,
Tom mentioned
we might not talk about this. We might talk about it on Good Day Internet today. We've talked about it quite a bit on DTNS, but I figured the TMS audience was interested in this because I know Scott and I are. The notes feature of Substack is very Twitter-like. You post short things. You can what is it called? It's not reshare.
Restack, I think.
Restack.
Yeah.
You can restack them. And you can reply. You can follow. You can see the people whose newsletters you subscribe to in a feed, but there's also kind of an algorithmic feed that just shows you stuff that's out there. And of course, the launch of this in preview caused Twitter to temporarily start blocking Substack links and all this stuff over the weekend. That was a tempest in a teapot. It's all gone now. Substack links work fine. But it did make me and a lot of other people pay more attention to Substack notes than I think we would have otherwise. And I have to say, I have found it very interesting. I have found it to be pleasant conversations. I've found it to be engaging. I've even started using Substack Chat, which launched a while ago, and found it to be useful. So I think there's something there. I don't think it's a replacement for Twitter. I think it's definitely designed to look like a replacement for Twitter, but I think it works differently, but in a really interesting way.
Yeah, and I think it works differently enough that this will replace Twitter for a subset of Twitter users. In other words, or it could. I'm not saying it will because we're too early. This is a day into this or something? A day and a half?
Well, a day into public availability. Yeah, it's been in preview for limited numbers of users for a while. Yesterday is when it went wide, so everybody who has Substack can get it.
It's funny because my very top one is from Molly Knight, who apparently does pretty well on here. She says, shout out to Substack Notes for driving way more subscriptions than Twitter ever has. And she's showing her numbers.
I noticed that too.
Yeah.
I've gotten so many more subscriptions from people just seeing my chats and notes and stuff than publishing Substack when the links worked on Twitter.
Yeah, and there's some issues like when you see somebody that's algorithmically shown to you, like this Roman Ragavariadran or whatever his name is, he's got a little subscribe next to his name, which makes sense. It's like a follow, right? But when you do that, you're actually subbing to everything, including his massive library of newsletters and future newsletters. And I think that's a bit of a problem because what if you just want to follow somebody for their little thoughts and notes and you don't really care about all this other stuff? You're about to get an email, your email inbox is about to get flooded, folks.
You can go adjust notifications and such to be not getting those emails, get the in-app notifications. They have something called smart notifications, which will only notify you one place or the other. I think it looks at where you see it and then it doesn't send it the other place, which is odd. But yeah, it is definitely not the same as Twitter in that respect. If you were going to use it as a replacement for Twitter, that's a barrier. Is like you don't want to have to subscribe to a newsletter just to follow something. But that's not why Substack launched it. I believe them there, where they're like, no, this is an add-on for people to talk to their subscribers, not a replacement for Twitter.
Right. And
maybe that's a good thing. Maybe that keeps it from spiraling out the way Twitter
I think that's exactly what I'm hoping. I mean, I don't want to say anything because it's so early, but you talk about how pleasant it's been so far, completely agree with you. Part of me thinks, well, that's because the trolls aren't here yet. Like it's just.
Well, yeah. Stoic Squirrel said, "Is it just because it's new? Maybe.
Yeah. It's part of it. I'm sure. If we had to, if I had to put money on it, I'd say it's probably partly because it's new, but also I think that just the long term sort of not cultural underpinnings, but the purpose for what Substack does in the first place is pretty good anyway. There's a good foundation there, and I think it draws that kind of conversation. So I think it will probably remain fairly pleasant, and like you said, probably not be a replacement for Twitter. Everybody wants that or thinks they want that. I don't know what I even want, but I know I like this, so I'm gonna hang out over here a lot, and that's where I'm gonna post a lot. So you should check it out. All right?
Yeah, cool. Same here. Yeah. I'm not gonna stop posting on Twitter. In fact, Scott and I were just talking on Twitter
Yeah.
about something, but I'm definitely going to post a lot of things on Substack, and I'm not going to post the same things, as many of the same things on Twitter and Substack as I do between Twitter and Mastodon. I
Right.
tend to reflect a lot of the things on Twitter on Mastodon because they are so similar. I do feel like Substack's different.
Yeah, Spoutable, this Mastodon, some of the other competitors, Hive. These are all, they really are trying to be a new Twitter. Like that is kind of the idea. It's like, hey, microbloggers, check it out. We have all the features you want, plus these maybe a few others. So here you go. This isn't, I don't feel like this is what they're trying to do over here. I feel like they're just trying to say, I mean, in some ways they are. And look, part of the boost here, we can't ignore it, is because, you know, when Twitter shut off links and said, you know, no more Substack links, everybody went, ooh, why would they be so mad at Notes? I got to check this out.
Right.
I mean,
Let
that
me
was
see. It's the Streisand effect in full effect.
it was amazing advertising for their. Otherwise, it probably would have been just like, oh, a little feature that nobody's going to really talk about. But I don't know. Give it a couple of weeks. We'll see how we feel about it. But so far, it seems all right. Seems cool.
I think it's going. I feel about Mastodon the same way. Mastodon, I feel like, is not a replacement for Twitter. It's a place for an audience that wants a certain type of thing to go. I have found there are people on Mastodon that I talk to that I can only talk to on Mastodon now because that's the community they found. And then there are people like some of the people in the chat right now who are like, Master, what? I forgot all about that. So it's got its own growing audience that's separate. And I think Substack has got the advantage of saying it is not the public town square. You're not shouting something to everyone who can hear you when you post here. You're talking to your community, your people who are all around the thing, like Scott's newsletter, who are like, yeah, we all like this.
Yeah, that's a good point. Well, I'd recommend checking it out. You can go straight to mine over at frogpants.club. Tom Merritt, of course, tommerrittnewsletter.com. Is that how you have yours for it?
freetomnewsletter.com.
I always forget about the free part. Man.
Yeah, you got, because I am imprisoned by a lack of subscribers until you subscribe.
Brian, did you have you done anything over there yet? You have anything?
I just got my name and got my account and followed a few people, but I already like the vibe over there.
Same.
You know, it's got that vibe.
It's got that vibe, son.
I've pinned the tab, so it's now one of my little tabs on the left side of my tab list.
Are you Coverville over there? I'm trying to find
I'm Coverville. Yeah.
Okay, looks like it has.
I mean, come on.
Well, that's what I
I'm not
assumed.
Actually, Ace Detect, am I?
Are you? Maybe you are.
Oh no, I am. Of course, I am.
Okay, good. Well, then that's consistent.
But the newsletter isn't called that, so
yeah.
yeah.
Coverville not showing up for me is the reason I asked. I can't find it.
Yeah, really? I think it's.
Do I?
Well,
need
wait
to
a minute.
do
No, that's my
something?
Twitter name.
Do I need to make a post? Maybe make a post.
See, this was what's complicated. My name as it's displayed is Scott Johnson when I'm in
Yeah,
notes,
same
but when
here,
I'm in
Tom
the
Merritt.
newsletter, it's Frog Pants. So I don't know.
I think that's another difference. Is like this is not go follow people. This is subscribe to a newsletter, then see what is being said to that community.
Yeah, that's a really. You know, I'm glad you said that before we ended today. That's the distinction here. The distinction is there's this. It's the reverse of everything. It's not, hey, new Twitter competitor. Really, it isn't. It's a service that already exists that does this thing with a Twitter-like new component. And that's really the way to look at it. And if you look at it that way.
I think that's intriguing. And possibly one of the things that will be successful is that you are prevented from easily just following everyone and then getting really angry at them.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
There's a barrier to entry that says, no, I have to really be invested in this to follow it because I'm going to subscribe.
Yeah.
And so it's going to force you to do what I think is best practice on Twitter, which is limit the people you follow.
Yep. It's super interesting. And of course, you're also dealing with the first couple of days where all anyone is talking about is the feature.
Yeah, that's true.
So there's a lot of that going on, but I am finding some really interesting conversations. I found a science fiction writer I hadn't heard of before. I never would have outside of this, and he's got really fun, interesting things to say. Yeah. And so, I guess good on them for that.
It's almost like each newsletter has its own board where you can leave messages.
Weird.
Like a message.
Like a message board?
Place.
A message board.
Yeah,
board,
like
you say.
Screen. There's got to be a name for that.
I feel like it's like everywhere, everything everywhere all at once. We're going to get sucked back into time like she did through those walls and stuff just.
That's right. Exactly.
And now we're back in 2003 trying to update.
It is weird that every time I go to Substack, I hear the dial-up sound.
Yeah. Kind of a strange ringtone.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, later today on the Daily Tech News Show, and like Tom mentioned, Good Day Internet, which is like supplemental stuff at the top and bottom of that show, we will probably talk more about this. Plus all the hot tech stories of the day. So check it out. That's at 2 p.m. Mountain Time.
We're going to tell you about the future of non-player characters on the show today.
Man.
There's a really interesting Stanford study that was done with some ChatGPT stuff. I can't wait to talk to you about that.
Okay.
Cool.
That's exciting. That'll be later today. Tom, anything else you'd like to mention?
So the TMS thing in Vegas.
Yeah.
I don't know. Tell me what you think of it. I might just do DTNS live from there.
What?
You think? You want to do one of those? I might be able to arrange an amplifier courtesy of James and Svet, and I might be able to arrange a conference room. Yeah, so sometime between 12:45 and 2:15 in a ballroom near you, if you're at the plaza.
Well, I'll just bring my mixer just in case, so we can plug into that amplifier. And
that seems like an easy idea that just came up now, right here, live on the air.
This is serendipity, right?
Yeah, that's
wild
right, exactly.
No, that's
yes,
I can't.
I just heard back actually from the plaza, so I'll hit you up with details.
Oh, fantastic!
And hopefully,
good.
it's within the price range because it surprised me. Like, oh, okay, all right.
That's for the internet or for the conference room?
For the room, yeah, internet. Yeah.
All right,
internet.
So
is internet.
We could just go in the hall if it's
just the bar area.
Yeah.
We'll figure it out
if we set up this amp here in the bar, right?
Yeah, men's room.
Actually, depending on how many people. Oh, I wonder. I might have my room by then. I've got an outdoor patio at the pool. So there's a possibility there, although it'd be, you'd have outside noise and stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, something's going to be figured out. Yeah.
We'll talk. Yes,
we'll figure it out when we get wheels down in Vegas. I can't wait to see you, Tom. That'll be great.
Yeah, me too. I'm looking forward to it.
See you in 11 days. Tom Merritt, everybody. Ace Detect on Twitter and everything else. We'll see you next time. All right. Please don't crash. It didn't crash. Okay, good. Well, sometimes you forget who you're adding to the show. Oh, right, Randy.
Yes, there's that. Yes.
Nicole is gone today. We're doing a threesome for today's Recommentals.
For the last 3 months, we've done that. Yeah?
That's true. It's felt like we've had a bit of a on and off, but it's all worked out in the end because, gosh dang it, we like to recommend things.
Well, what do you recommend?
Here's what I'm going to recommend. Sit down and listen to the three of us talk about stuff we liked. And welcome to the program, Randy Jordan. Hi, Randy. How are you?
Good morning stream. How are you?
Good.
I'm fine. Thanks for asking. It's great. It's a beautiful Wednesday.
Yeah.
I am back from vacation. I had a fantastic vacation. How was yours?
We had not one yet. And
yeah.
I don't really have one, like a proper one till I want to say May. I have something, but
yeah, I was going to say this. Even 2 weeks from now is not really going to be a vacation, but 11 days from now is not really going to be a vacation. There'll be vacation elements, and I will find time. I will make sure that I have time to relax and not be a walking ball of stress. But vacation for me, I think June.
You got me thinking about all my trips to Las Vegas. I've probably been to Las Vegas 35 times.
Good Lord.
And I don't think any of them were longer than 4 or 5 nights. I've really been thinking about it. I've spent the last hour thinking, have I ever been to Las Vegas for more than 4 or 5 nights? And almost all of them were for 2 or 3 nights.
Yeah.
Like that's just the most.
Unless you have a residency there in the strip. Or you live up in North Vegas or something like that. I cannot imagine why. I mean, it's just it's too much to be there that long. It's just too much.
I would like to believe that if you are a chain smoker, Las Vegas is actually a little better for you.
Yeah.
It's like, because that aspect
you mean
of
a member of the band, the Chainsmokers, or do you mean something else?
Like if you smoke tobacco all day, every day, I think Las Vegas might not hurt you as much, right?
Yeah.
Like you might be able to last longer just because you're not experiencing that oppressive nature.
Yeah.
That's funny. So at one point, and I can't find the list, I was sitting in line waiting for tickets to see the Go-Go's at Mandalay Bay. And while I was waiting in line, I pulled out my phone and tried to remember every trip I've taken to Vegas. And this was about 8 years ago, 10 years ago. I can't remember how long ago it was, but this was very, a while back. And I have not kept up that list, but I think when I did that list, I had been to Vegas, 25, 30 times.
In the late 90s, early 2000s, I had a blog that I contributed to that just described and sort of rated all of the free attractions in Las Vegas. And
Sure.
it belonged to someone else, but I was the main person contributing to it. And it was just like, you could go see the parrots at Tropicana or the free
or the penguins at
volcano or whatever.
Tropicana. Yeah.
And it was great. It was so fun to just like think about all this free stuff that you were getting in Las Vegas. And now looking back on it, I'm just like, man, I was bamboozled by all that. Like, wow, they really got me.
That's how they get you. Every
those things,
time.
a lot of those things are not there anymore. It's like, free things. Yeah, you can watch the New York roller coaster, but I mean, you can watch the fountains. You can watch. I don't even know if the Mirage Volcano is still going.
I would pay a lot of money to just go see the original Pirates of the Caribbean, not of the Caribbean. Sorry,
the pirate show. Yes,
the original pirate show outside Treasure Island. What was it called? It was called the Pirates of TI, right?
Right.
No,
something before like that. Because it was even before that. They never called it TI until they changed the sign to TI, and it was just Treasure Island. I remember
the signs just saying "Pirate Show." 9 p.m.
Pirate Show. Yeah, and don't block the walkway when you watch the pirate show.
Yeah, and you could feel that fire heat from blocks. It was amazing when they would do that.
And two moving ships that would come to the middle, like where the walkway was to the casino, and they would fire cannons and, like you said, fire effects. There would be somebody who would swing across from one ship to the other on a rope.
And the show was pirates versus these British gentlemen, sailors, and the Brits lost. Every single show, the Brits lost, and then the captain went down with the ship, and it was so entertaining. Oh my gosh!
And then a few years later, they decide, well, it's not enough. It needs to be more Vegas-y. So they changed it to a group of pirate women, scantily clad pirate women, just basically so they could use the joke. Let's go get those seamen.
Yep. Get the seamen. That's what you do. Well, that's so they don't do that anymore. I don't think I haven't seen it since the 90s.
No, they've got a pirate ship that you walk past if you're going to the CVS that is now where the other pirate ship was in front of the TI.
I love that. They should have kept the motif. So you're shopping at a pirate.
Just make it when you walk into a pirate ship CVS.
Yeah. Yar, I'm looking for some cream for me feet.
I'm telling you, there were so many free things. When they first opened that roller coaster on New York, it was free. You just got in line and you could ride that roller coaster, and it was totally free. Like there were so many things.
Yeah. Oh, they have the Avengers thing is still in there, KT Data? I forgot about that.
And I try and go there almost every trip. I didn't go there this last trip just to do the gift shop. The actual Avengers station is a cool thing to do once. You know, you're seeing like actual movie costumes for Ant-Man and Hulk and Iron Man outfits and things like that. But the rest of it's like, okay, that's fine.
What was they do a VR thing?
But the gift shop is really where the action is for me.
Didn't they have a VR thing in there? Like what am I thinking of? No, they had a Star Wars VR exhibit.
Yeah, Star Wars VR at the Venetian.
That's what it was. That's gone.
Yeah, I think that's all gone. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, well, pandemic and putting shit on your face.
Yeah. Kind of didn't work in a Vegas lifestyle for sure.
Well, nonetheless, and notwithstanding, it's time for us to dive straight into these recommendals. And Brian, you got a clip here to start. You always start.
I do. Before I even talk about my recommendal movie, Rainbow Bright recommended something to me. I watched it. I enjoyed it with a little bit of a question mark, an asterisk at the end. And it's never going to make it for me as an official recommendal unless you are a specific person who likes this sort of thing. It's called Swarm. It was produced and directed and written by Donald Glover. So if you like Atlanta, especially if you like those weird one-off episodes of Atlanta that didn't fit in with the main storyline, but just kind of left you feeling a little uneasy. This is a series about a woman who is absolutely obsessed with a singer named Naja and goes after anybody who attacks her on social media because she is such a super fan. And
never seen that before.
Yeah,
in real life.
Exactly. No. Yes.
Yeah.
It is fascinating. It is man, it is so well produced and acted. It's Dominic Fishback, I think is her name. Dominique Fishback.
Yeah.
And it's really, really good. It's really unnerving, creepy, but I came off thinking, yeah, the right person watching this will really enjoy this. And then there's people who'll watch the first episode, say, yeah, this isn't for me. That's cool. Don't need to watch any more than that. If you watch the first episode and you don't get into it, then don't keep going, because it doesn't get any different than that.
Interesting. I've got my recommendation today is one that I'm going to have to warn people it's not for everyone. So we have a not for everyone kind of episode today. Awesome. All right. Well, let's talk about your movie.
What I'm going to recommend is for everyone. And you think of great British actors that we have right now, like Florence Pugh, like Kieran Hines, Toby Jones, another good one, right? Folks that we all love when we see him on film sack.
Sure.
What if I were going to tell you, Scott and Randy and people listening, that all of them in one movie? Yes, a movie with Florence Pugh, Kieran Hines, Toby Jones, and the guy who's going to be playing Dementis in Furiosa. Play the clip.
Oh my Lord.
Is she reporting any pain?
You know Anna never complains.
What if she's developed the capacity to convert sunlight into energy, as plants do?
Anna is in danger.
The great discoveries of science, from Archimedes to Newton, have always seemed like black magic at first. Have they not, nurse?
It's not science, it's nonsense. Please, you need to stop the watch.
Mrs. Wright.
Anemia, dropsy, scurvy, pellagra.
You are a nurse. Please, don't make a diagnosis. You're paid to watch, not to intervene. You're neither the girl's mother nor her physician. You're overstepping, madam.
If Anna doesn't eat, she could die.
Please just do your job.
I do not know.
Yeah, this is a film on Netflix called The Wonder. Tina found this and said, let's watch it. And so I decided, yeah, sure, okay, let's. It looks good. She hooked me with Florence Pugh. It's about an early, late 1800s, 1872, I believe, English nurse that's sent to a rural Irish village to watch over a girl who is fasting, who's able to survive somehow after 4 months of fasting without really showing any signs of hunger, weakness, anything like that. And it's she's basically there to observe and make sure that this is not a medically, something medical going on here as a nurse, but really just to make sure it's divine intervention that this girl is able to survive without eating.
Right.
Florence Pugh is fantastic. She makes this film. It's absolutely incredible.
She has a way of doing that with everything she's in. She tends to make it better.
Really, she elevates it without a doubt. And so she basically goes there to watch this. The movie does something in the very beginning, I won't spoil it, that I don't think I've ever seen a movie do. And it's even as the opening credits are rolling, you're shown something that you don't think you should see in a movie.
What is okay? All right, you got me.
Yeah.
All right.
Well,
you've hooked
well
me
done.
in. Yeah, nice job.
Yeah, and but it surprisingly doesn't take away from the movie itself, and works as a really good bookend to the film, an incredible bookend to the film. This is on Netflix. It's called The Wonder. It's a very, I won't say it's slow paced, because there's, it's stuff is happening and moving, and the progress. Oh, Tom Burke, who's going to be playing Dementis in Furiosa, plays a reporter who is also sent to this Irish village to report on the girl who's fasting, and he totally believes it's a hoax. So he's
I like that actor.
He's there to kind of disprove it.
He is he's got a look that looks like, oh crap, what's his name? Another actor. He looks like his angry little brother. Anyway, I can't wait to see what he's like in Furiosa. I can't. That guy's great. I like watching him. By the way, before Claire loses her mind, Kieran Hines is from England, or not from England. He is from Ireland. He's an Irish-born actor. Just so she'll calm down in the chat. Claire, are you okay now?
Did I? I don't think I even said that he was British or Irish.
I thought you said British. We love our British actors, and then you named everybody, including.
Oh,
Kieran
you're
Hines.
right. I did. Okay. Yeah. Good point.
I think about this a lot. We have really little idea of what people sounded like more than 100 years ago. Like, we just don't have good recordings, and accents were probably very different in the past than we expect them to be.
Yeah.
You know,
he could do whatever, man. He could come to me. Kieran Hines could walk up to me and say, "Would you like to buy some life insurance?" And I would say, "Yes, please," from you. Sit down. Let's talk about it. I love that guy. He's so great.
You also get Dermot Crowley, another British. No, I'm sorry, he is Irish. Dermot Crowley, who was connects to my last Recommental, Luther. He's the Luther's boss, basically, in the last few seasons of Luther and the movie. And again, Claire wasn't bitching about my use of describing Kieran Hines as British. She was bitching about Toby Jones' accent. His fake Irish accent. She was having a major shit fit about
that. Was the meltdown. Okay. Well, there's so many caps. It's hard to keep track of all these caps.
I know. You can't figure out what's she mad about now.
Yeah. Look out, Vegas.
Anyway, so there you go. Lots of British and Irish actors and actresses in the film The Wonder, available now on Netflix.
All right. That's one I definitely want to see. Randy, let's do you. What do you got here?
It's a documentary, and I couldn't get a good clip. It's the kind of documentary where it builds on itself, and all of the spoken words are sort of spread out throughout the whole thing. And it's got twists and turns. It's a big buildup, and I just grabbed a clip from early in the show because, there was nothing that wouldn't give it all away, that wouldn't tell you the whole story. This is just it's a documentary, and a woman is talking about her experiences.
Excellent. Here we go.
I guess it was kind of almost like going into a men's club. They let you know it, especially at Bondi. One guy in particular, I'd caught a whole lot of waves, and the guys really hated it if I got a lot of waves. And so he dropped in on me. I'm like, hey, don't drop in on me. And he just kicked me and said, get off. And I go, it's my wave. You were the one dropped in on me. And he just told me to go in. So that kind of stuff happened a lot. But then there would be 4 or 5 guys that were always really beautiful and always sort of looked after me. So they kept me going, because there was a lot of reasons why I should have stopped.
No idea. This sounds interesting, though.
This is called Girls Can't Surf, and it is by a filmmaker who has been making surf documentaries, and his name is something like Christopher Nelius, and he's best known for being at the top of the 3D fad in around 2010. In around 2010, he put out a surf documentary about these guys who go surf in front of storms, right? When there's a big storm out in the ocean, they go catch big waves. And he took 3D cameras out there and filmed these guys. And he was supposed to be, you remember 2010, man.
Oh yeah, we were into it. Yeah, 2009 to about 2011, they were, force feeding the 3D down our throats. Pretty bad.
So what this document is, it's an hour 45, this documentary. It's surprisingly long. And what this documentary does is it pieces together like a scrapbook, the history of women surfing professionally. And it's got tons and tons of contemporaneous interviews, as well as interviews that go back for, 50 years. It goes back to the 70s. And there are lots and lots of times where women are being interviewed about their experiences as professional surfers. And what that experience is, you will not believe. Like, I don't want to tell you, because it's got some twists like a good documentary does, right?
Yeah.
And so I just want you to watch it. You will be amazed at the awesome archival footage. And it will surprise you. It surprised me several times, this little movie about women trying to be professional surfers.
Where is this streaming again?
It's on Amazon Prime.
Prime, okay.
And it just came out about 2 years ago.
Okay, yeah. I was going to say it looks like it's a little older, but this thing's like unanimous on Rotten Tomatoes. Everyone loves this thing.
Yes, it is. It's a beautiful thing. It touches on every woman's issue that you can imagine. Like through over 50 years here of women just dealing with all the things that they do in trying to gain equality. And I guess I will spoil one thing because it's just a fact of the history of professional surfing. In 2018, women finally got equal pay and equal stature in professional surfing. And so the whole movie is kind of leading up to that. But along the way, man, I just can't. It's very emotional.
I like this review. Girls Can't Surf is a spectacular, angering, engrossing, and inspiring yarn, well assembled and packed with indelible personalities. That sounds great. I love this kind of stuff.
It's a really competent documentary. Like I say, making something that's just a scrapbook basically, but has so much more to offer. It takes a lot of talent.
Yeah, that's awesome. All right, definitely one to watch, everybody. Here's my clip. Now, I'm going to just say at the top of this, it's not for everybody, this movie.
Okay.
I happen to like this filmmaker's movies generally, but because I just think he's got an interesting voice, and I don't know, he makes the genres he plays around in feel a little bit new, like he's trying things that I don't usually see. But this is definitely not going to be for everybody. It's kind of a hardcore drama. I'll play the clip and then we'll talk about it.
Where's mine?
Spilled.
You didn't think to go back and get me another?
Accelerated the event. There was little time and less inclination.
Prick.
I thought you'd be okay with me just telling you about mine.
Nope.
All right, short clip.
Very short clip, yeah.
Most of the dialogue in this movie is kind of rough and kind of hard to play on a podcast, but the movie is called Dragged Across the Concrete. And
by the way, just dragged across concrete.
Sorry, I keep saying that. I don't know why I do that, but it is just Dragged Across Concrete, which is a better title than The is stupid. Anyway.
Well, it just made it easier for me to find the graphic and links.
Yeah, but it definitely is better not to have that extra word in there. Anyway, it is a cool movie, I think, directed by and written by S. Craig Zoller. He is known for Bone Tomahawk. Many of you who've seen that will know why that is a hardcore piece of business. Mm-hmm. An old Western is his first film in 2015 that he directed and wrote anyway. And his second film was a movie with you heard the voice of Vince Vaughn in there, and his second movie was called something on the block. Hold on a second.
Jenny from the Block.
No, it's 2017. Where is it? And I can't find. Oh, that's producer. Hold on. I just want to see actor. Why is that so hard? Actor. Here we go. Okay, he was in a movie called Scroll. Boy, he's been busy. Hold on a second. Jeez, Louises. Here it is. Brawl in Cell Block 99. Also a really good movie and one I would recommend. And it's him in a way you've never really seen Vince Vaughn before. It's pretty crazy. But anyway, this movie, Dragged Across Concrete, stars some controversial people. Mel Gibson's in this. He plays let's call him a corrupt cop, ultimately a corrupt cop. All right.
Okay.
Like leading into some stuff. I don't want to give it away in case you're going to see it, but he's heading towards some corruptness and fulfills the goal of corruptness at one point. Let's just put it that way. Vince Vaughn is his partner, and they're both in trouble for how they treated an arrest. They were too brutal and too mean to people that they went to bust. In their job, and so they're kind of off right now, and it's what happens during this suspension period that is the essence of the film. There's a bunch of other people in here. Jennifer Carpenter plays one of the saddest, briefest things she's ever played. You know her from Dexter and a bunch of other stuff. She's Dexter's sister. Yeah. She's very good in it.
Quarantine movie.
But her weird role in this, I still can't quite get over it. That Udo Kier dude, who we've seen in like a bunch of film sack movies. He's that really menacing looking German dude.
Yeah.
I don't think he's German, but whatever he is, he's really freaky in this. Is he German? Okay.
He is German. Yep.
Don Johnson's in it. Although, briefly in this, he was much more in the previous film, that Block movie with what's his name. So this is somebody who tends to carry actors along with him. It's one of those directors who works with people he likes. And then a really great performance by Tory Kittles, who plays Henry Johns. I'd never even heard of him before. I thought he was fantastic in this. The concept is it's sort of a heist movie, but kind of in reverse. It's very long, I would say over long, but I feel like it pays off. And the final third is some of the most intense, unpredictable street level crime drama I've ever seen.
Oh, wow.
And this director just has a voice. It's hard for me to explain. It's not going to be a voice everyone finds pleasant. It's going to be an unpleasant voice in a lot of ways. And this movie is controversial because it I think dips into some subject matter they're going to make. It's just going to make some people very uncomfortable. So know that going in. This is on Netflix. The reason I noticed it's from 2018, but I noticed it pop in there and it was in their top 10 for a bit. And I don't know if that was just star power doing it or people said, ooh, Mel Gibson's controversial. I wonder what this is like. And here's the problem with Mel Gibson in general. This is my take on Mel. That dude is by all accounts, kind of a huge dick in real life, right? Just a gigantic penis. And it's really unfortunate because he is one of the most interesting actors and directors of our time. Like when he does his work, he's really good. Like he's really good at it. I just wish he wasn't such a pud in real life. And if you're the kind of person that says, well, I can't watch a movie with Mel Gibson, I get it. Totally get it. Don't do it then if you don't want to.
Yeah.
But he gives a great performance in this. Vince Vaughn is very good in this. These two movies from Vince Vaughn in a row from the same director are kind of like, whoa, they're kind of revealing about like, he isn't just rom-coms and stupid movies or whatever, or a bit part on Curb. He's actually got the chops and still does. And he's very good in these. So yeah, just know you're getting into a very gritty crime drama that is going to run. Let's see, what's the run? 2 hours, 39 minutes. It's long. And know that it's, doesn't pull a lot of punches. And if you've seen Bone Tomahawk or that Brawl on Block 99 or what the hell it's called, you kind of know what you're getting into here. It's going to be a little rough. All right. So just be prepared. If that sounds like it might be for you and you're looking for something different, I think that Dragged Across Concrete might be your deal.
You just raised a very interesting question for me, and that is, do I want Vince Vaughn from Wedding Crashers or do I want serious drama of Vince Vaughn? I don't know.
Yeah, it's hard call, right? Like, I don't know. I feel like that's why it's so weird maybe is because he goes back and forth like this. It's not the first time. He was in that Psycho remake and was he was good in it.
His series in True Detective, his season of True Detective, it's not the best season of True Detective, but he's really good.
Yeah.
He is one of the better parts of that. Yeah, because that was season 2, right? He was one of the better parts of that season for sure.
And I just have a thing for Don Johnson's older career. I don't know what it is. I just really
I mean, Knives Out was kind of a little bit of a revelation for us with him, right?
Yeah,
or was it something before that?
Or maybe what was it? Oh, he was in the Watchmen series. He was really good in that. I think I saw that before Knives Out. I can't remember now.
Oh, right. Yeah.
It's all bleeding together. But I just like his career now more than ever. Like I didn't really care for it when he was young and, the Miami Vice era just wasn't interesting to me. But now when he plays these characters, he's a prison warden in that one I mentioned before, and he's just unbelievably creepy and weird in it. And this one, it's really straight ahead. He's just the chief lieutenant of the local department, and he's the one that tells these guys they're suspended and doesn't do much else for the movie. But when he's on screen, he's really good. And I don't know if you guys follow Fred Melamed very much. Let me pull him up real quick. You know him from 1,000 things. He was in Fargo, WandaVision, A Serious Man, Barry, everything. He's in everything, this guy. If you saw his face, you'd know him. He's in this, and he gives me the willies like nobody else. I don't know why. He just
really?
does.
Okay.
Yeah. And that Jennifer Carpenter stuff is heartbreaking, her role in this movie.
Really?
It's just freaking heartbreaking. Man. I didn't expect it. So I guess what I'm saying, if you like things you don't expect, and you're okay with a little Mel Gibson part,
Mm-hmm.
then this movie might be for you. Brian, of course, put these all up on quicktms.li.
They're there, and you can go look at them right now.
Awesome, Randy. How do you feel about today's lineup? What's your take?
I love it. I'm having a moment with all of the new stuff. There's too much stuff. There's too much great stuff on streaming. There's too many streaming services. It's like really overwhelming. And I really, really appreciate it when people kind of like vet this stuff for me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Same.
Like there's a really, there's a really highly rated show called Beef right now. Like really, really highly rated. And
That
I will
might be
almost
my-
certainly watch it just based on the Rotten Tomatoes score. But I'd really appreciate it if somebody else. I know, Brian. I know.
That might be my recommendal next week.
All right.
Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to hearing more about beef because I smell like beef.
It smells like beef.
Okay, this is weird. My wife walked in here, stood here on her
saw it.
phone.
Yeah, we all saw her. She she stole something. I think she took that guy's wallet.
Did you take something? What is that? What is it? Invoice.
So, Brian, while I have you.
Did I not bring you
Hey,
that?
Randy, how are you?
Sorry. It's been a little confusing around here. All right, that's it. Randy, as always, a good time was had, and we'll do it again this weekend for a film sack. We'll see you next time. What are we doing this weekend? I forgot.
We're doing Nope.
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 Nope. Looking forward to Nope.
Exactly.
It'll be great.
Nope.
Okay, let's get out of here. We got a couple of quick things. As mentioned, I'll be on DTNS today at 2, Play Retro at 3:30. We got a quick text I'd like to read. This is a fun one.
Cool. All right.
This one is about spurt, because yesterday's title was Dog Spurt. Remember that?
I do remember that, yes.
Some of you had trouble getting yesterday's episode, and I'm still not sure why, because it worked for me on... I test every day on like 14 different podcatchers, and all of them work fine, so I don't know what was going on. It may have been an IP thing. So let me know if anyone has trouble today. I guess you won't hear this if you're having trouble, but anyway. It says, haha, why did I spell it dog spurt? S-P-U-R-T. I'm cracking up. Speaking of spurt, I used to be a dog bather, now marketing manager for dog daycare, and I have some fun horror stories. You should share those. Send those in.
Yeah, for sure.
I would love to hear those. That sounds wonderful. I don't know who this was. Doesn't say.
That was Biffy Dino.
Biffy Dino.
Yeah.
Very nice. Also, we got an email about kimchi and the way it smells. Enjoy this. Natalie, Alan, and the cats wrote in. Sounds like a band. Says, help, would love your input as my husband is having fits about the smell. Talking about kimchi. Frankly, I hate lingering stinky home food odors too, especially if they reek like a used baby diaper. Do you all have a way to quickly refreshen the air after opening up a container of kimchi? Please feel free to include Kim's approach in there on this one. She's not here anymore. I can't ask her. I started doing, Tom's lunch routine of kimchi and sardines, so later lunch the smells after lunch the smells are bumping. I threw away the last half-eaten container that was in the refrigerator because we were leaving for vacation and it was making everything smell like poot. I've tried everything, opening up the garage and then eat it in the house, and that's not been able to help. We live in Pennsylvania, and it's cold in the garage right now. I found the most success with lighting a candle and don't want to chemically refreshen the air with an air freshener. Vinegar, I've also done that too, but the smell is pungent as well. Love the show though, Natalie. Brian, do you have a trick for like stinky food elimination type deals?
Yeah, we just move. We just find another neighborhood that we like and we move to it. And
you call your realtor.
To be sure. It's the only way to be sure.
Yeah.
No, it's funny. We must not eat stuff that smells that bad because, we just open the front window, we open the back patio. Whoosh. Any cooked salmon smells leave. Any cooked, anything like that just gets right out. So.
Well, my experience with the kimchi, which we have a ton of around here all the time.
Yeah, of course.
But the house doesn't smell like kimchi, and the reason it doesn't is because I refuse to cook anything with the kimchi. If you cook with kimchi, it burns the smell into stuff or embeds it in drapes and,
Really? Okay, so
like that.
Don't cook once you've made. But how do you initially make? I guess you ferment the kimchi.
You ferment it, but in our case, you just go to Costco and buy the $5 jumbo thing of it. If that's the way we do it. Sometimes we make our own, or it's usually my sister-in-law who makes it and brings it over. So
she's cooking the kimchi. She's making her house smell, so you don't have to.
Yeah, and if you're doing it there's a cold prep method of making kimchi that involves no cooking at all, so you can definitely do that. The stinkiest thing we had around here is last night Kim made pork ribs. Wait, is it just pork ribs? I guess so. And they were in a Instapot thing all day, or not Instapot, but what do you call that?
Crock pot.
And that smelled like somebody took a dump on your face. Like
really?
Yeah,
pork
it was
ribs?
bad. And they were amazing. Don't get me wrong. You know what I think it was? I have the sugar-free barbecue sauce that we used.
Yeah.
I think that stuff cooked is funky.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you take the sugar out of it.
I just can't imagine meat slowly simmering all day long, not smelling fantastic.
Yeah.
That blows my mind.
Same with us. We were like, okay, it's got to be the sauce.
Throw that barbecue sauce as far away as you can.
It tasted good, though. I will give it that. No issues.
Leave it in the country and just drive home. Just drive away.
It's not unlike moving after your idea of just moving. I like that.
Yeah, there's that too. Yeah, sure.
Anyway, good luck. Just don't be cooking with it. Okay. Just that's my recommendation. Or if you eat it constantly, like my brother eats it 24/7. He smells like kimchi. It's just the way it is.
It just comes out of his pores. That's a whole different thing.
Yeah.
How do you get the smell out of your brother is a whole different email from
a whole different
Natalie
question. And one I don't have a good answer for, by the way. Yeah. I don't know how you get the smell out of your brother, but I'm working on it. Thanks for those emails and texts. You can text us at 801-471-0462. You can email us at themorningstream@gmail.com. A quick shout out to our patrons who are awesome and who make things happen around here. If it wasn't for you, there probably wouldn't be a show. So we need you to continue that. And also thanks to those who in recent days upped their pledges. We really appreciate it.
Yay.
And all you new folks, you guys are awesome. Patreon.com/TMS this weekend for Couch Party. We'll have a video version again. So that's the plan. That one didn't get pulled. Feeling good.
Good. That's a sign.
Yep.
That's a sign.
That's our second half of Dark World, which we'll finish up on Saturday.
Cool.
And if you want art in the mail, other great monthly benefits, pre-show content every day, no commercials ever, then you're in the right place. Patreon.com/TMS. Brian, let's get out of here. We need to play a song. What do you have?
Okay. I've got a song that's going out to somebody who entered their name as Toe Cutter. So enjoy that, Scott.
Great.
Soul and Bone. I'm making this request for my daughter, Lily. She has been transitioning for the past several years, and on April 17th will officially have her name legally changed to reflect her gender. Of my 3 children, I've always told her that she would be the one to make me the proudest. Aw. Love you, Lily. And sorry to the other 2 kids, by the way.
Yeah, they're fine.
Love you, Lily. P.S. By the way, Scott, I'm in Washington State. It cost her $301.50 to legally have her name changed.
$301?
$301.50. Yes.
What the frick kind of price is that? Is that after taxes, or was there a flat number? Because that's weird.
I don't know. That is weird. It's like $300 and then an extra $1.50 for something, right?
Damn. That's amazing that it's that weird number, but also, I got to quit saying $50 in courthouse. It's not right anymore.
Yeah, exactly. $301.50 in the $301.50 at the local courthouse. So anyway, congratulations going to you, Lily, and we're all excited for you. Toe Cutter wanted to hear this one. Again, we played on the show before. I don't mind playing it again. This comes from our resident heavy metal rock cover artist Leo Moriccioli, or however it's pronounced. This guy cranks out some amazing metal covers of songs. On this one, we've got vocals, and in a rarity, we've even got harmony vocals and a little bit of screaming. Here's their cover of Toto's Africa.
If you like what you just heard, there's a very good chance you will like all the shows on the Frog Pants Network. Get more at frogpants.com.
$1.95 per minute for entertainment only. Under 18, get permission.
Miss Cleo.
Oh my gosh, remember that? Miss Cleo.
I do remember that.